What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's time. Football content. It's here. I'm going to go over every single game, week 1 NFL. In fact, I'll be going over every single game, all weeks, all season long in both college football and NFL. It's just going to be a fantastic season. Anybody who was with the channel last year, you guys know how crazy it was. I absolutely demolished football. You see the NBA playoff record, you see my MLB numbers, but my God, football is another level up. So if you guys are interested in knowing all the bets that I'm going to make this year, you can join the team. You can get them for yourself. danspicks.net. That link is in the description. All my picks every single day. You go on a text list. You'll get a text with all of my plays, the odds, and the unit size. You can also sign up with that SoBet link in the description below. I do post a daily pick on SoBet, but that's immediate access to a full platform of professionals. A lot of these other guys you see on the internet, Pick'em PD, Parlay Poppy, What Up Bro, Deepak, Nasty from Nasty Sports, all these other guys you see on the internet are over there. Ghost Picks Jimmy, they're all on that SoBet platform. Take advantage of it. It's $10 a month. Absolute no-brainer. I would get both. Most of my clients have both. Just a huge resource of sports betting information. But we're going to go over week 1 NFL, every single game here on the channel. Definitely hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet. Like I said, guys, daily football content is going to be absolutely steaming from here on out. It's going to be fantastic. Follow me over on the TikTok platform as well. Going to be doing some fun, creative things over on the TikTok platform. Some big parlays, some teasers, some ladder challenges, some upset picks, some cool stuff like that. So follow me on TikTok. I'm going to go ahead and fire my TikTok account back up. It'll be a lot of fun over there. Some smaller wagers, but just a little bit more creative and fun over on that TikTok platform. But yeah, guys, I think that's pretty much it. Let's get to the games. Week 1, game 1, the most updated number I'm seeing on the screen right now, Ravens Chiefs, a spread of 3 points. I'm almost like an anti-Chiefs guy. Like, I don't like them. I don't like the politics stuff. I don't like the Hollywood stuff. I'm not a Taylor Swift guy. I'm laying the points, man. This is at home. Look, I get it. Super Bowl hangover. Are you going to see it? Sure. It's a double Super Bowl hangover. They're going for the three-peat. That's going to be more evident in the middle of the season. Okay, the Chiefs, especially last year, I thought there were times where it was almost like the Kansas City Chiefs, just get us to the playoffs. If we drop a game here and there, we don't care. We don't need to be the number 1 seed. We just want to get to the playoffs, and then boom, we're going to flick a switch, play hard, be mentally engaged, and look like a team we haven't looked like all season long. I think we see similar results this year. But at the same time, man, the Ravens lost some pieces. I just don't think a less than peak performance Derrick Henry can negate some of the losses on that team. Yeah, the offense should be okay. Lamar Jackson, love him in the regular season. Absolutely horrible in the postseason, so he should be okay. Not game 1, man. Not on the road. Not against the Chiefs here. I think the Chiefs set the tone. I think the offense is going to look sharp. I think they get the job done. The spread's reasonable. I just don't know about this Ravens defense. They lost some key pieces over there. Coaching, a little bit of a mismatch as well. I don't think Harbaugh is the smartest at times, so I give a little bit of a coaching advantage to the Chiefs. A lot of advantage in terms of experience and things, home field advantage, a lot of that type of thing to the Chiefs. So I'm going to go with the Chiefs laying the 3 points for this game. Game number 2 here for week 1. We got the Packers-Eagles. Packers coming in as a 1.5 point underdog. Now, if you were going to ask me kind of my gut feeling, I think I like Philly here. But at the same time, Philly's defense is extremely suspect. The Packers offense, Josh Jacobs in the mix. They should be absolutely ready to rock and roll. I'm going to go with the Packers here. There's going to be upsets. It's week 1. You're going to give me a 1.5. I'm going to take the 1.5. I'm not greedy. I approach sports betting from a professional standpoint, so I'm not going to go ahead and money line something where I can get points. I will take the points with the Packers. There's games 28-27, 24-23, 34-33, 30-31. There's a lot of scenarios where just having 1.5 points in your back pocket can save you. I could see it happening here. Maybe it's a close game and Philly squeaks away with a minor win. But Philly's suspect. I think the Packers do end up winning this game. Just trust the offense more. I don't like all the moving pieces, all the way Philly ended last season versus the way the Packers ended last season. Jordan Love, doesn't matter what environment he's in, even in Philadelphia, he's going to be cool, calm, and collected. Packers are going to score. Packers defense, I think, is underrated as well. Not a Jalen Hurts guy. He's overrated for sure. He is not a top 5 quarterback in the league. That's for certain. Give me the Pack. Go Pack, go. And don't judge my opinion because I'm a Packers fan. Again, this is strictly business, man. I bet on this stuff all the time. I don't care if it's my team, your team, whose team. It doesn't matter. 1.5, the wrong team's favored. But give me the 1.5 with the Packers. Game 3, week 1, Titans, Bears, a 4.5-point spread. Really? Caleb Williams and a little bit of hype for the Chicago Bears makes them a 4.5-point favorite. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No, thank you. Give me the 4.5 points. Does Chicago get a W? Maybe. Maybe they squeak off the win. But this game should be pretty competitive, pretty close. If it's an upset, it won't shock me. It won't surprise me. Give me the 4.5 points with the Titans. Game 4, week 1, Steelers, Falcons, a current spread of 2.5 points. Steelers are the underdog. This is the worst game of the entire week 1 slate. Right now, make sure you don't put this in your fucking parlays. You don't even take a guess here. I don't care if you're a Steelers fan or a Falcons fan. I don't care if you believe in the Falcons turning around the ship. I don't care if you believe in the long-term success of Mike Tomlin and that Pittsburgh defense. This is a guess. I'm going to take the points with Pittsburgh. If there's one thing that I know that I can somewhat count on, it's probably the coaching and that defense of Pittsburgh. But it's a guess, man. What are we going to get out of either team? So many moving parts, a lot of unpredictability. Don't bet this game, but give me the Steelers. I think they win this game outright, but I'll take 2.5 points. Game 5, week 1, Jags, Dolphins, a spread of 3.5. Should be a competitive game. I think the 3.5 is worth having in our back pocket. It's week 1. It's going to be a little bit sloppy. Maybe the offenses aren't quite as sharp. I see a lot of people throwing out Tua and, some futures bets on MVP and stuff like that. I like the Dolphins. And if the Dolphins didn't have some injuries, I think they could have gone farther last year. I thought the weather and just the overall situation they ran into was kind of unfair. But that was then. This is now. I'm going to take the 3.5 in what should be a competitive game. I think the Dolphins find a way to win this ball game. It's at home. They have high hopes this year. They should be able to get this one done. But I think there's enough pieces for this one to be close. It's football, man. This could be a 10-point game. One last touchdown by the Jags gets this thing under the number. Backdoor cover? I think so. Give me the Jags and 3.5 points. Next game here is the Patriots and the Bengals. The spread is 9 on FanDuel, juiced a little bit up as well. I have no doubt by the time September 8th finally rolls around that this will be a double-digit spread, and it should be. These teams aren't even close. Do people just forget about the Bengals? Joe Burrow is back. I mean, are we just going to totally dismiss the fact that this Cincinnati team looked halfway decent, even with a guy named Browning under center? I think this team comes to life. I think they're a contender in a nasty division. Tough road for them, tough schedule, tough division. I like the Bengals. You're going to give me against the Patriots suck, man. Patriots suck. I don't care how much improvement you guys think they made. This is not a team that can hang with the Bengals. There's going to be some upsets in week 1, but there's going to be some blowouts as well. I think the Bengals could absolutely get off to a wild start. We're going to be talking all about them, in my opinion. I'll lay the points with the Bengals in this game. Next game down, we got the Texans, we got the Colts. This looks like low-hanging fruit, in my opinion. The Texans on the road against Indianapolis Colts are a short favorite, 1.5 points. The whole world's going to be on them. The whole entire universe is going to bet the Houston Texans. Give me the Colts. I'm not going to go money line. I'll take my 1.5, but this is just the definition of low-hanging fruit. A lot of people want to take an underdog when it's 7.5, 10.5, 3.5, 4.5. A lot of people want to take a favorite when they're -6.5, -9.5, -2.5. Oh, you got me just under a field goal? I'll go with the favorite. Wrong way to think in the NFL. Wrong way to think in sports betting in general. This, in my opinion, is a line that just looks suspect. The Texans, who we think are so good, and all this good happening down there on that franchise and everything going on with the Houston Texans, absolutely not. I think Richardson's capable here. Give me the Colts home NFL week 1. Give me the 1.5. Next game down, Vikings Giants. I mean, is this the worst game of week 1? It's certainly in the conversation. Next game, we got Vikings Giants, a 1.5 point spread. Is this the worst game? Is this the worst game? Give me the 1.5 with the Colts. Next game on the board is the Vikings, currently a 1.5 point favorite over the New York Giants. I don't know. Is this the worst game of week 1? It's certainly in the conversation. I can't trust the Giants, man. I absolutely can't trust them. No Saquon, no thank you. Vikings, Sam Darnold, some decent receivers. I think they can do enough here. I'm not going to lay 1.5 points. I'm going to go on the money line with the Minnesota Vikings in this game. This game on the board, Panthers, Saints, 4.5 point spread. I'm going to lay the points with the Saints. I think their defense a little bit underrated. I think they finally just look a little bit more cohesive. I mean, last year, I thought it was a good roster, bad coaching, disorganized. It just looked jumbled and just sloppy. I think it's cleaned up a little bit here. It's a winnable division. I think they know that. They got to get their act together. Give me the Saints over the terrible Carolina Panthers. By the way, the Saints have one of the best home court advantages, not home court, home field. Sorry, I'm still focused on these other sports. Home field advantages, I guess you could say, in the NFL, man. It's serious. It's worth a point or two here. 4.5. I know it's tempting to take 4.5 on the other side. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to lay the points with the Saints in this one. Next game on the board, we got the Cardinals, we got the Bills, we got a 7-point spread. Too many question marks in Buffalo for me, man. How many interceptions and fumbles is Josh Allen going to commit just on week 1? It's just hard to trust him at this point. I think the Cardinals are capable. They showed some fight in a lot of games. Didn't end up getting a lot of wins, but they were competitive in a lot of those contests. You're going to give me a full touchdown with a Cardinals team that I think is competitive. Yeah, I'm going to take the points. I think this is more of a 3 or a 4-point margin. Give me the Cardinals and the points in this one. Next game on the board, we got the Raiders and Chargers. I got to fade Harbaugh. I do think he'll command decent discipline of his team. But I don't think the rosters are drastically far apart. I think the Raiders are at least capable. Josh Jacobs not in the mix, but the Raiders are looking okay here. 3.5 points. I think it could definitely end up inside of a field goal margin. Should be a close competitive game here. A little bit on the low scoring side of things. A little bit sloppy. I want the points. I'm taking 3.5 with the Raiders in this one. Next game, Broncos, Seahawks. Seahawks favored 4.5 at home, and I think that's absolutely a little bit of a low number. I think the Seahawks are going to be pretty good. I like their roster. I like the offense. I think the defense will improve a little bit. It's going to be weird not seeing Pete Carroll there as head coach, but I'm going to go ahead and lay the points with 4.5. Did I go to West Virginia University? Yes. Am I a Geno Smith fan? Yes. Is that the reason why I'm going with the Seahawks? No, I approach everything from a professional standpoint. I just think this number's a little bit short. And speaking of week 1 home field advantages, Seattle's got a pretty good one. I'm going to go ahead and lay the points with Seattle in this one. Next game up is the Dallas Cowboys, Cleveland Browns. One of the better week 1 games, in my opinion. We currently have the Dallas Cowboys flipping to a 1.5 point underdog. I do think they were a small favorite for quite some time. I think the line movement is absolutely correct here. Give me the Browns, man. The Browns have heart. Nick Chubb, look, he's not all the way back. He's still got a little bit to go. I'm not even going to take him into the equation. Watson's look good. I think he'll be all right in this one. Cowboys defense, I think it'll be pretty solid, but I can't trust Dak here. Not against that Browns defense. I think Dak could have a rough game. I think they get after him. I think the O-line for the Browns will actually deal with that defensive pass rush okay. I think the Browns will do pretty good here. The Browns fans will be out in full force. They'll be having a good time there. I'm going to go money line. I'm not going to lay 1.5 points in what could be a close game. But I'm going to go Browns. I think they find the way to get this job done here. It's a tough division. You got to get every game you can. Give me the Browns. Minus 118 currently on the money line. Sounds good to me. Commanders and Buccaneers is the next game on the list. I'm seeing a 4-point spread. Bucs are favored at home. Oh, man, this has got to be the worst game of week 1. Look, I kind of like Baker. I hate the coaching staff. The entire staff of the Bucs is just horrendous. It's bad. Todd Bowles, the rest of the crew, absolutely terrible. But the Commanders, oh my God, they're a dumpster fire as well. It's going to take some time for them to figure things out. Maybe they should go back to the Washington Redskins. I think that'd be a good first step. In terms of this game, guys, I gotta lay the points with Tampa. Cross your fingers. I ain't betting this one. I don't think you guys should bet this one either. Don't put this in your parlays. This is an unpredictable, low-scoring, sloppy game, but I'll lay the points with Tampa Bay for now. Next game on the list is the Rams and the Lions. A fantastic game. This one will be fun to watch. The Lions are currently -3.5 at home. I think that's just a bit too much. Do the Lions look good? Yeah. Do I think the Lions have another pretty good season? Yes. Do I even think they win the NFC North? No, I don't. I think my Packers do. But that's besides the point. I don't think the Lions are going to get the job done against the Rams by margin. Should be a very close back and forth type game. I think the Rams can find some success here. You're going to give me 3.5 points with the Rams, a team that I think has kind of a coin flip 50-50 chance of actually winning this game outright. I'll take the points. I'm going to go with the Rams plus 3.5 over the Lions, even though I do think the Lions will be an extremely public favorite. On week 1. And the final game here, guys, for week 1 NFL, Jets 49ers, what should be a pretty good game here. 5.5 point spread. We'll see how Aaron Rodgers does. We'll see how that Jets defense does. I don't think it's enough, man. I think the 49ers are going to carry just a little bit of anger here. The hype, the energy, I think all that will be great for the Jets. If it was in, New Jersey, I'd feel a little bit better about the Jets' chances. This out in California. 49ers at home, too good offensively, too good of a roster, a little bit of a coaching advantage as well. I'm going to lay the points with the 49ers and actually go against the line movement currently in this game. So there you go. That's week 1 NFL. There's some excellent spots, man. I like about 4 or 5 things already. Can't wait to get to the bet window for these ones. Again, if you're not on my team, join the team. SoBet, the website, whatever you want to do, whatever option is better for you, or just do both, which is what most of my clients do. Those links are in the description. Make sure you subscribe. Catch you in the next video.